friends, electron spin classically. So this is new episode in our Facebook live interaction. Suppose we have two electrons. Classically we have two single particles, negative electron particles. Okay, cameraman? And both are moving in a particular direction. In this direction. Okay. So what will happen? In meanwhile, what will happen, cameraman? This velocity will increase. Electron E1 velocity V1 will increase. Okay, because of repulsion. Okay, cameraman. But what about this electron which is approaching towards it? Because of repulsive force is in opposite direction, so V2 will decrease. V2 will decrease. Okay, cameraman?
Okay.
So, what? Now suppose these two electrons are interacting in this fashion, where V1 is increasing and V2 is decreasing. Now, what it means in terms of Bohr model? That is, suppose all these things is happening in presence of some type of nucleus. Some type of nucleus. Before repulsion starts, that is the initial points, both are at same distance, same radii. Okay, cameraman? Both electrons were at same radii from the nucleus. But remove nucleus, what will happen? Velocity V1 will, what happen? Will increase and V2 will decrease. In terms of Bohr model, what it means is that if we have a nucleus, if we have a nucleus and if velocity decreases, suppose we have velocity V, single electron, okay? Single electron at a particular radii. Suppose we have velocity V. So if velocity increases because of this repulsions, velocity increases, then according to Bohr model, radii will decrease. Radii will decrease. Okay? Radii will decrease because velocity is increasing. Okay? But I want to make some, if this figure is wrong, not this, suppose this is nucleus, okay? And suppose I have a single electron and with velocity V. Because of these repulsions, velocity V is increasing. What it means in terms of radii, electron in Bohr model, radii will decrease. So position of electron will be shifted. Okay? This will be the radii. Okay, cameraman? And this is original. It will continue to decrease. Radii will continue to decrease. This is electron what? Suppose this is electron V1. This is one electron. V1 electron. But for the second electron, velocity decreases. Velocity decreases. So what about the radii of second electron? Second electron position will be shifted outward in Bohr model. In Bohr model, second electron radii will be shifted or outward because V2 is decreasing. Okay, second electron radii will increase. Second electron radii will increase. Okay, both electron V1, electron 1 and V2 have started from the same radii. Okay, so one's position radii will increase and for other radii will decrease. Okay, but this will go on. And in terms of energy balance, energy of the system for V2, energy of the system will increase. E2 will increase for E2 electron, and for E1 electron, energy of the system decrease. So energy conservation can be followed. Energy conservation can be followed, but the problem is that nobody is stopping this negative electron from colliding with this nucleus. Okay. Ultimately, what will happen? Whatever energy released from the incoming electron will be transferred to this electron. Okay. Although energy conservation is maintained, but ultimately system will collapse. This electron will collide with this nucleus. Okay. Now suppose we have two electrons E1 and E2. Okay, cameraman. E1 and E2. They are approaching in opposite direction. Here in this case, they were in same direction. But here they are in just approaching each other. No. What will happen? Both will retard. Both V1 will decrease and V2 will decrease. In terms of Bohr model, what will happen? That if we start both electrons from this, both electrons, okay, V1 and V2, both electrons radii will, what will happen? Decrease. What will happen? Because velocity is decreasing, so radii will increase. So ultimately what you will see, at initial point electrons were at same radii. But since they are moving in opposite direction, what will happen? Velocity will drop from mutual repulsion. Okay. So both will come closer, and of course radii will increase. This is V1, this is V2. Okay. What it means is that although system's energy will overall, in terms of Bohr model, system energy will increase. E1 will increase and E2 will increase. System energy will increase. Energy conservation will be violated. Energy conservation violated. Here both electrons were in same direction. So one was coming towards nucleus. One was coming toward nucleus and the other was going outward. Energy conservation was maintained, but ultimately collision will take place between nucleus and electron. But here what will happen? All energy conservation will be violated, although electrons will not collide with nucleus. Okay. Let's summarize in two figures. We have two nuclei. Cameraman, don't worry, I will take only this one. Okay. Here both electrons, E1 and E2, okay, are in same direction. What will happen? One electron E1 will come closer to the nucleus E1, and the other electron E2 will move away from the nucleus. Energy conservation will be maintained, but ultimately E1 will collide with the nucleus. Okay. So what is the problem? Stability is the problem. Stability is the problem. Okay. But here when two electrons at particular distance are approaching, E1 and E2 are approaching, then what will happen? Both velocity will decrease. In terms of Bohr model, both electrons radii will increase. So stability has no stability is good, maintained, as there will be no imminent collision with the nucleus. But energy conservation conservation violated. Okay, cameraman? So now we take third model. Suppose, I hope everybody, our friends are watching. I may be correct at various points, but I am taking certain approach classically. No, you can correct yourself in your research or in our research. You can comment also. Now suppose what happens if we take two electrons, cameraman, E1, okay, and E2, moving in opposite direction, but they have slightly different radii, What will happen? As they will approach each other, V1 and V2 will decrease, no problem. In terms, what will happen? These electrons, mutual distance will be less, distance will decrease, velocity will decrease, no problem. In terms of Bohr model, both electrons will be further away. This is the position of electron, it will be here, for example. Okay, this is the position of electron, it will be further away. Distance between E1 and E2 will decrease, distance between E1 and E2 will decrease, but overall radii has increased, both for this and this. Okay, both for this and this. Okay, but you will say, oh, that is the same case, energy conservation is violated because distance of both the electron from the nucleus is increasing. But there is a difference. There is one difference. When both electrons were at same level, E1 and E2, E1 and E2 were at same level. Okay, cameraman? Then ultimately both electrons will be closer and distance will be shorter. Velocity will be lower. Energy violation will occur. No problem. Energy violation E1 and E2 occur. But stability is maintained. Okay, but there is a problem of energy violation, energy conservation violation. Okay, but when two electrons start with some very slight difference in radii, okay, then also distance will be decreased. Distance will between the electrons will decrease. Okay, cameraman, distance will decrease. Both radii will increase. But there is one difference. Here both are at same level. Both are at same level. Here both are at different level. One is actually closer to nucleus. One is actually, in relative sense, electron E1 is closer to nucleus and electron E2 is further away from the nucleus. This is different case. In this sense, stability is maintained. Okay, but since relative distance from the nucleus for E1 is less compared to E2, here both relative distance are increasing, energy conservation is violated, but here relative distances from the nucleus are different. It is decreased compared to this and it is increased compared to this. So in relative sense, energy conservation can be established. Okay, it will become more easy if we consider electron not as a single particle but as both these electrons as a cloud, cloud. What it means in terms of electron model in classical sense, if two electrons, okay, two electrons as a cloud, na, move in opposite direction, revolve in opposite direction, revolve in opposite direction, then what will happen is that electron plus cloud distance from the nucleus will decrease. Distance from the nucleus will decrease. What is the development? Cloud for one electron will shrink. Okay? But for this electron, relative distance will increase. Cloud for E1 will shrink. It will be down. But what about the second electron cloud? Second electron plus cloud, it will be, cloud will increase. Cloud will expand. Cloud will expand. Okay? Cloud will expand. So one of the cloud shrinks. One of the cloud will expand. Now, what in terms of this is that electron plus cloud. Now, what is meant is that if electron cloud is shrinking, then what is happening is that electron density closer to nucleus is increasing. Electron density is increasing. Okay? Because cloud is compressing, electron density closer to nucleus is increasing. But at the same time, this outward expansion of second electron cloud, electron density is moving away from the nucleus. Okay? So overall stability is maintained. Overall stability is maintained. Okay? Overall stability is maintained. Plus one of the shrinking cloud releases energy. Okay? And expanding cloud is absorbing energy. Now, energy conservation is achieved. Okay, cameraman, energy conservation is achieved. Okay, radiation problem is also solved. Oscillating particle emits radiation. Don't worry, let them emit radiation. Radiation from one cloud would be absorbed in the other cloud, and vice versa things will take place. So what, this is the classical explanation. This is classical explanation for spin. Why electron is a multiple particle inside atom, it can be explained by the 5 minutes more over. Okay, cameraman? Why electron is a multiple particle? Because John Taylor argument, John Taylor, he is a reputed person from chemistry, Nobel Prize winner chemistry. John black hole, who the great genius who coined the term black hole, it is Wheeler, John Wheeler argument. Take John Wheeler argument. Every electron is same. Every electron is same. Why every electron is same? Because they are same excitation. They are same excitation in the electron field. Na? Why same excitation? Because basic field is same. Field nature is same, whether for electron E1, whether for electron E2. But these electrons are synthesized de novo. Suppose we have two atoms, one smaller nuclei, one bigger nuclei. Okay? Okay, cameraman? Suppose I have electron here, E1. Okay? It may have multiple electrons. Here we have electron at closer to, more closer, E2. Okay? This is E2, more closer. Energy levels, what will be energy level? In a different, higher energy level will be more and more closer. More and more closer. Na, more and more closer. For this electron, this is first energy level, then higher energy levels, this. But higher energy levels will be more and more closer. Na? Here it is more and more closer. Ultimately, when you give enough energy so that electron cloud leaves nuclei, electron cloud is free from nuclei. Here also, we don't know what is the exact distance. Exact distance for two atoms may be different, but both for E1 and E2 at the threshold, that is at photoelectric point, na, environment of the field, electron field will be same, because effect of nucleus will be absent. Effect, all the screening, all these factors, screening from different electron, less charge, more charge, all these factors will be adjusted, and at this threshold point, that is at photoelectric point, na, this electron E1 cloud, na, from nucleus.
Continue.
Okay. So what I am saying is that at the photoelectric point, whether for this atom, nuclei is bigger, nuclei is smaller here, this is atom 1, this is atom 2. Okay, less number of electron, nuclei is smaller, more number of protons, more number of electron, screening effect is also there, but more charge of the nucleus. Maybe distances of photoelectric point may be different. The point at which electron leaves the system, radii will also be different. But what is significance is that, what I want to say is that E1 and E2 will be generated from the cloud, from the electron cloud. E1 and E2 will be generated as a single particle, as a single particle. Single particle, because cloud means at center we have nucleus, but free electron is a single particle, cloud is converted into single particle at the photoelectric point, because field nature is very same, electron field nature is very same. Effect of nucleus has been denied, okay, and cloud wave function has collapsed at photoelectric point, and de novo electron is synthesized. Okay, what Wheeler want to say is that, maybe Wheeler, if the great scientist is maybe in some other part of the world, universe, because according to the theory of relativity, every past and present, as Roger Penrose always say, block universe theory, na? So what I want to say is that inside atom, electron is a cloud. Okay? Electron is a cloud. Okay? Electron is a cloud. But at free electron, whether it is E1 or E2, different atom at different distance, na? This cloud, when take radiation, enough radiation, this cloud collapses into a single excitation. Okay, single particle, okay, at photoelectric point. Why single? Same mass, same charge as photoelectric point, because cloud has been converted into a single particle, but at a different distance, of course, taking different quantity of minimum threshold energy. Okay, but what is common? Role of nuclei at this point becomes zero. Role of nuclei at this point become zero. In this sense, field is same, and electron changes from cloud to a single electron particle. Okay. Outside atom, it is single particle, same mass, same charge, because at this threshold level, cloud is wave function collapses to single particle. Okay. Whatever extra energy will you give, this, since it is free from nucleus, it is single particle, it will increase its energy classically. After it is free from nucleus, it will behave as a classical particle. Extra photon energy will be converted into kinetic energy. So what is electron? Actually, electron is something like this nucleus. Electron is something like a balloon fitted with, this is balloon. 10 minute का आ रहे 10 minute में. It is balloon. And what is this nucleus? Nucleus is some type of what you know, some type of this kuppy or pump from which air has been given. Now, when you give radiation, energy, cloud absorbs energy, balloon biggers. But since you give radiation, it is nucleus is of different nature, because in balloon this air filtering material is different. So balloon will increase. It become more and more asymmetric. More and more unsymmetric. Okay. So electron is something like a balloon. Give radiation. Okay. Cloud will expand. Asymmetry will expand. More and more asymmetry. Ultimately, at photoelectric point, detachment will occur. This nucleus will be separated. Okay. And cloud will detach from this photoelectric point. Okay. Balloon will be separated. And cloud, and this whole cloud will be converted into a photoelectric point, something like a single particle, detached from nucleus. Okay, that's why all electrons have same mass, same charge. Of course, once it is converted into single particle, extra radiation energy is converted into kinetic energy. This explains photoelectric effect. So what I want to say in terms of Schrodinger equation is that this is our electron. Okay, this is our nucleus. Electron is not a single particle, but is a major particle. Okay, and it is surrounded by cloud. It is surrounded by cloud. Okay, all cloud and particle, all our things are made from Higgs massless particles. Okay, Higgs massless particles. Okay, what happens is that when this particle moves and this collide with massless particles, these massless particles fuse. So what is that? Is that this massless particle fuse. So here momenta of this particle portion of the electron decreases. Okay, but these negative massless particles overlap to form cloud. So core degrades, but cloud value increases. Okay, so how will you Schrodinger equation can be written in terms of, suppose density of negative massless particle is given by this, negative massless particle is given by psi xt. Okay, then this will change in this region by 3 factors. Net diffusion of negative massless particle minus d over square over x square psi xt, one dimension. Okay, now this negative massless particles are also colliding with this core. So this diffusion is not natural. There will be some rebound term. So rebound term is B times velocity of the particle plus cloud can be given by proportional to ux. Okay. Number of particles that is ultimately reflected back and effectively changing the diffusion can be also be written by psi xt. This is second term. Now third term is that the sum of this net number of particles, negative massless particles are overlapping. They have enough energy. So they are forming mass. They are forming cloud. Okay. So third term is spin constant and particle plus cloud moving and other particle is moving with gradient, velocity gradient, diffusing d over by d over x of psi minus times. Okay, this is our Schrodinger term. This is Dirac term. This is Schrodinger term. What I want to say is that ultimately, in terms of mathematical expression, a single particle when comes closer to nucleus is core degraded. Particle and momentum decreases and cloud portion increases. Here cloud is very less. Particle and cloud is a 1 point. Okay, but here particle core decreases, cloud increases. Particle decreases, cloud increases more. Okay. Why this is happening? Because with movement I am
शांत रहो। 10 मिनट में आते हैं। चलो यार जल्दी करो फटाक से।
जाओ जो लेके आओ जो लेके So wait a minute, sir. I want some 5 minutes break because some disturbance has come. And who is sir? I have vision problem, but I am Om Bhargava is watching, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir, watching. And thanks for watching. And hopefully other persons are also watching. Some noise is also being made from my pet dogs, but they are stray dogs. What Om Bhargava, what I want to say is that every electron we see outside the atom, it is actually a created reality. Inside the atom, it is not a single particle but group of particles. It is particle plus cloud. Outside atom, it is something like a collapsed wave function where cloud is real and wave function is collapsed because we have detached the nucleus. Since whether you take any type of atom, at photoelectric point, cloud will change into a single entity, single particle, because nucleus has been removed. So field nature at the detachment point is same, whether heavy atom or smaller atom. At photoelectric point, effect of nucleus is zero. So in this sense, electron field nature is same, and since field nature is same as photoelectric point, then collapse of the cloud takes place at same rest mass and same charge. After that, it is free. When it is free from nucleus, it is free to take extra energy from radiation and convert it into kinetic energy. This explains also photoelectric point, and this explains also why every electron in the nucleus has why every electron in the universe has same charge and same mass. What Wheeler wants to say, because they are same excitation, and they are same excitation because the field giving the same excitation is very same, that is, it is devoid of nucleus influence at the photoelectric point, that is at threshold point, and at this point electron cloud of the electron connected to nuclei collapse into a single particle or changed reality. Before inside atom, electron nature is different, and outside atom it is a single particle, it is different. But when this single electron comes closer to the contact of double slit, that I want to cover last point, sir. Please wait, and thank you for watching and giving patience, giving your due very important patience. Cameraman? Cameraman? So, what I want to say is that this is nucleus. Electron is a cloud. Electron is a
Cloud.
particle plus cloud. At photoelectric point, na, this cloud expands to the ultimate level, but here it detached from the nucleus. Cloud breaks into a single particle, okay? Now when this electron, if you have extra energy, for example, because you are giving extra energy, more than threshold, more than work function, you are giving radiation h mu, which is more than work, then it is free from nucleus, so cloud will not expand. Before threshold, cloud will expand, but after this point where effect of nucleus has been denied, it is converted, wave function collapses single point, particle. Now it will behave classically, and extra radiation energy h mu minus phi will increase kinetic energy, okay? Now this moving particle, this moving single electron particle, when come closer to double slit, okay? When come closer to double slit, this electron, now then walls of these double slits, which are made of nucleus and electron, ultimately repolarization happens, and this electron finds itself in the environment of nuclei, different nuclei, that is closer to double slit, closer to liver slit. This electron closer to double slit changes its nature into a cloud, This is changes in nature into some type of cloud, okay? So when this electron has been converted into cloud, okay? Close to double slit, it has been converted into a cloud. Now whether you observe it by radiation here, that is before the slit, or you observe it by radiation here, okay? If cloud passes from both slits, we see interference pattern, okay? But whether you observe before interference, you are observing cloud. Whether you observe after slit, you are still observing the cloud. So observation breaks the interference pattern because it changes into a single particle. Whether it changes, whether you disturb from here, just this side of slit or this side of slit, these are equivalent positions. Disturbance will be of same nature, whether you create electron here or here, okay? So these electrons will not interfere. These electrons will not interfere, will not show. They will be converted into single particle. Interference pattern will be broken. There will be no interference pattern. This is my explanation. More clever and more better explanations can be achieved. For example, if you are disturbing here, that is between slit and screen, you are disturbing here. Actually, you are disturbing not here, since cloud is same. You are disturbing here. You are disturbing here. You are disturbing before slit. Before slit. So before, that is I want to say is that last one, cameraman. Single electron closer to it has been converted into cloud. It is converted to cloud. Now, whether you disturb here, whether you disturb before screen. Now, ultimately what is happening is that something like that. You disturb here, electron has been converted into single particle. Okay? It will go from here or here. Interference pattern will break. Okay? Act of observation will break. Okay? Now when you disturb here, it is equivalent because cloud is same. You disturb here or here, dear. It is something like that. Not after passing, but before passing you have created the electron. You have disturbed here, but you have created the electron before passage of the slit. Something like that. Then also interference will be disturbed. This is the complete explanation.
Thank you.
No, okay, wait a minute. No, what I want to say is that in terms of Bohr-Schrödinger equation, if one electron cloud is coming closer, one electron particle plus cloud is coming closer, then core is degrading. Core is degrading, but cloud is increasing. Here cloud is very less. Here core is less compared to this, but here it is very less. But cloud is bigger. Cloud is bigger. So this is for spin 1. Spin 1. Okay. Cloud is bigger. Core is decreasing. Okay. But what? Suppose you have two electron system. Two electron system will work in opposite way. This electron. This is for electron E1. This is for electron E1. This is for electron E1. Nah, cameraman. More simplicity. This is one electron E1. Okay. Core is decreasing. But what about cloud? I am not complicating the figure. Cloud is bigger. Cloud is bigger. Cloud is smaller. There is no cloud. Okay. There is over. Cloud is shrinking. This is electron E1. This is electron E1. This is spin 1. Okay. But what about second electron? Second electron is something like that. Here. Second electron is something like that. This is E2. When this is E1 is moving here and cloud is bigger, core is degrading, second electron E2 will move in opposite direction. Will move in opposite direction. And it is converted into single particle. So it is decreasing cloud. Okay. This is the explanation of spin. In terms of model, if you consider a box here and consider that particle and cloud are made from massless particles. All these things are made from Higgs negative massless particles. Na? So cloud will be made from massless particle. So what is the density of massless particles? Psi xt. Okay. At this point, how it will decrease? Net diffusion from both the surface, one dimension. Double derivative. Okay. Now, since particle plus cloud is moving and it is colliding with massless particle, so diffusion will not be natural. There will be disturbing term. B times particle plus cloud velocity, total energy potential system of the electron plus cloud, multiplied by concentration of massless particles. Okay. This is the effect on diffusion. But these massless particles ultimately have some energy also, na? Some sufficient threshold energy, like in chemical kinetics, and they will convert itself into a cloud. Na? Massless particle will convert into a mass. Na? So net value will be decreased. Whatever particles you will get from these two terms, this will be converted into fixed charge, that is cloud. That is cloud. So what is this term? This S. What is the velocity of particle? One of the negative massless particle is moving with cloud. Particle plus cloud velocity. Okay. So it is same. But the other term is sufficient energy. So we take grade diffusion and concentration both terms. It will be accumulated in minus d/by d/x of psi. Now this is single derivative term, spin term. This combined with this term give Dirac. Okay. And double derivative term combined with this without the spin give Schrodinger. Okay. But all these three give Schrodinger Dirac. So this is for one electron which is coming. But for the second electron equation form will be same. But spin constant S1 or potential energy, spin constant S2 will be changed into plus S2 or something like that. Ux will change in an opposite way. So this is the significance of spin.
Thank you.
Okay.
John Archibald Wheeler नाम था.
Okay, John Wheeler was saying that is how I am classically explaining. We are classically explaining. In one of my previous video, I have achieved mass and charge. We have achieved mass and charge separation. That is, we have achieved mass and charge separation using Bohr model and combining with Rutherford model and and with taking also accounting for not loss of radiation, and we have achieved it by mass and charge separation. Mass and charge separation for electron means creation of negative massless particles as the electron field, and this negative massless particles actually generates electron as a single particle plus cloud since up inside the atom, and it is and this cloud density is given by wave function. This wave function collapses when electron divide from nucleus is converted at the photoelectric point as single particle, and that's why all electrons have same mass as electron because they are same type of excitation, and the same type of excitation means they are emerging from d niveau from the same field, and that field means there is effect of nucleus at photoelectric point is 0. That is the way we are combining all these experimental facts, all these great theories of how reality is created. Reality inside the atom is different, reality outside the atom is different. That is Bohr postulate. Cloud nature actually gives variation in observed momenta and position also, Heisenberg effect also, but at the same time particle plus cloud also may explain with the graviton theory superposition and entanglement, and also all these things have been particle is converted into cloud has been converted into particle or vice versa according to E = mc square. That is, this is the hidden equation. It is not hidden variable. Einstein was correct, the great scientist was correct. It is the hidden equation of E = mc square. Particle is converted into cloud is converted into particle. That is the hidden equation which is missing from quantum physics. That's why we are not able to completely unify the quantum physics and general relativity. That is E = mc. Einstein itself is missing from quantum physics. And now I am finishing, sir. And thanks for your great patience, Om Bhargav sir. Thank you watching, and hopefully many other persons are also watching. And please share video and also comment. Not need not here only. Maybe in of in university before students, and my philosophy is that what I am seeing at outer level, at classical level, there are reminiscence of that philosophy at the quantum level also. It is not totally probabilistic. Cloud and particles are real. Of course, at CERN, we are not seeing electron as a multiple particle, or we have up till now we have not broken into smaller particle, but double slit experiment actually breaks single electron into a cloud, into some type of field, and that's why we are seeing interference pattern. And that fluid or cloud is actually covering before and after the slit, because electron is been converted into cloud just closer to slit. So cloud covers upstream and downstream both. So whether you disturb upstream or downstream, interference pattern will be broken. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, Jai Viz. Thank you, sir. I am finishing the video, sir.